following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee.
Welcome in, everybody, to another fantastic edition of Mornings on Main Street with a brief cameo by the intern, who's now disappeared into the darkness. Welcome, my friends. Welcome in to another outstanding edition, again, of Mornings on Main Street on this Tuesday, January the 4th, 2021. Welcome to the show, everybody. We have a fun show for you today. All right, so tomorrow in Hermitage, the Whataburger's opening, right? It's called Chaos in good and bad ways. So the council member from that area, Kevin Rhoten, is going to join us at 7:10, talk about the process of getting Whataburger to coming in and what it means and everything. Also, Kevin indirectly is involved in another story, which I love. We'll tell you about here in just a few moments what's happening. And then we will, at 7:30, Ashley Perham, she's a writer for Main Street Nashville, join us. She wrote a great column about taking care of your mental health, which is so important these days. So important. And then 7:40, Jason Gulley will join us. He is a professional arm wrestler, and on Sundays, he has arm wrestling class. It's, to me, a fascinating story, and he'll join us at 7:40, talk to us more about that. It's first, as we do every morning, can we bring in the intern? Are you there, buddy? Don't need to add you. There we are.
Hello.
How's it going, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Good to see you again.
Hey, it's good to see you too.
Hey, I want to show you this. You know, we're big history on the show, right?
Oh, yeah, I love it.
By the way, tell your dog I said hi. So this here, boom, put it up.
Nice.
So 23 years ago today, intern, you're trying to catch Peerless Price. 23 years ago today, the Tennessee Vols won the first ever national BCS championship. Do you know this?
I did not know that was today. That's amazing.
January 4th, 1999, the 98 season, Tennessee beat Florida State in the Fiesta Bowl. Tostitos, you see his patch on his left shoulder.
I do see that, yep.
And they won the national championship. So fans who might think the Vols have never been good, well, they won the national championship back in 1999.
Exactly. We'll get there again, too. We will get there again.
Are you a big Vols fan?
I like Tennessee. I'm just more of an NFL over college, but I do love Tennessee just in general. So that's
why I like you, because I'm a college over NFL.
Right.
Look at if I never watch another NFL game again, I'm good. I love college football.
That's so funny. Yeah, that's a big debate, but I'm the other way around.
It is. Okay, that's good then. All right, so let's get you. Don't go anywhere, intern, because make sure I get this morning as we do this. All right?
Yes.
One day I'll figure this out.
One day.
Uh-oh. Boom, and there we have it. There we were practicing our comic striptease come your way, but let's first get to the headlines that we have this morning, what's going on from the front page of the e-edition of the Main Street Nashville. Do you see us there? All right, keep that up there. Perfect. Thank you, intern. Front page, look, a brisk walk. Now, there is just a Larry McCormick picture. Of course it is. His pictures are so good. Front page, brisk walk, 78 on Saturday to minus 78 on Sunday. Okay, first story at the bottom here. I love this. You live in Davidson County. The council poised to end vehicle emissions testing. Story by Vivian Jones. Kevin Rhoten, who's coming on at 7:10, Councilmember Kevin Rhoten is co-sponsored on this bill. It would be so great to get rid of emissions, especially in January. You know why, intern?
Why is that?
Because my emissions are due this month, or my tags are set to renew this month. So if we can get rid of those, that'd be fantastic. So we'll talk to Kevin about that, and along with Whataburger coming to town. So there you go. I would love for that to end. Because it's just annoying. You know, I just want to get rid of that. Some of the headlines. This is a bizarre story that came out yesterday afternoon. We have it here for you. Let's see. Police investigate a fight involving Titan Bud Dupree. Metro Nashville Police Department investigating a physical altercation at the Walgreens on Rosa Parks involving Titan Bud Dupree, several people with him, and 2 store employees. Not sure exactly what happened. Evidently, according to the police report, the physical dispute began when a male employee began videoing Dupree with his phone, and allegedly he got mad, and from there it went off. And so I asked for questions about that. That's not a good way that Mike Vrabel wants to head into the playoffs, if I'm thinking that way. Intern, do you agree?
I do agree. Yes, absolutely.
You ever been in that Walgreens in Rosa Parks?
I haven't actually, but I've been in many Walgreens.
Pretty much all the same, aren't they? Right. All right, we love history on this show every morning. We got you coming your way. 65 years ago, a story in the Nashville Banner. We give you the front page of the Nashville Banner. You can sit right there. The story is about Elvis Presley. Like, if you're an Elvis Presley fan, you'd want this. Elvis has to go for, what did it say on this day? Elvis went for a training, and then a year later, he joined the Army. Let's see. Hold on. We got it right here for you. Oh, it's on this side. I'll get there, folks. It's a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. There it is. Other entertainment news, Elvis Presley was set to report that day for a pre-induction physical examination according to the Army Recruiting Service. He was drafted to the Army a year later. That is very cool to read that in the paper, in the front page of the Nashville Banner. Boom. All right, let's head on to what we're talking about with the Tennessee Titans. Did you hear the big news yesterday, intern, with the Titans?
About Henry is going to return for winter. Winter is coming, baby.
Oh, Henry. Terry McCormick with the story about the Titans punter activating full running back Derrick Henry to practice. Let him practice. Do not play him this week. Do not win the game. Give him another week off, and then he'll be good in 2 weeks. So hopefully he returns after all the national pundits said he was out. He was done. He was not going to come back. And look at him. Never question a man's heart and character when he wants to get back to something. So Derrick Henry set to return. Hopefully he comes back and he's fine and he runs all over everybody else. Nashville Predators are back on the ice tonight. As I scroll that way, they take on Las Vegas, or the Vegas Golden Knights. Now the Preds are on this extended road trip because the U.S. Figure Skating National Championships are at Bridgestone Arena. So the Preds are gone for a little bit, but they're still rolling. They're still really good. Vegas is a very good hockey team. That game is at 9 p.m. tonight on Bally Sports South, which I do not get because I have YouTube TV. What do you have, intern?
I think we still have cable. Yeah, we got cable, but I do enjoy watching Hulu and Netflix, basically.
Oh, boy, you're busy with
or
all
Spectrum.
that.
Spectrum, that's what it's called.
Spectrum. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't have any of that because I have YouTube TV, which is fine.
I heard that's a really good one, though.
Well, you heard correctly. All right. So it's time again, intern, for a comic strip tease. Are you ready today?
Oh, yeah.
What the cartoon we're doing is High and Lois. And we've done this cartoon before. We've never laughed. Now, if you're just now joining the show, we role play these cartoons with different celebrity voices. So today I'm going to be Bob Hope. Intern, you are?
I'm going to be Bert from Bert and Ernie.
Okay. All right. I'm going to get my Bob Hope voice going. Hey, how we doing there, man? Okay. All right. Here we go. Hi and Lois. Here we go. 3, 2. Hey, everybody. How about that Phyllis Diller? Ain't she something? Hey, where were you yesterday?
Oh, hey, I worked at home.
What's this?
A note from Lois about how hard I did work.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's terrible. But you know what? The boss here, look at the first frame, okay? See the first frame of the boss?
Yes.
All right. Now look at the second frame. He's wearing glasses.
Interesting.
It is. Bob Hope is not wearing glasses in the first one. He's wearing in the second one.
Maybe.
So he's like, hey, everybody, how about that Phyllis Diller? Ain't she something? And where are my glasses? And that's it. So there's High and God, that's terrible. Again, we tell our boss our show doesn't start till 7:10. So it's 7:08. So we're good to get out of here right now. All right, let's take a break. We get out of here, come back. We're joined by the very honorable council member, Kevin Rhoten, a good friend of mine. He's a fantastic. Let me stop sharing the screen there.
Sorry.
Oh, my bad. Can you do that or can I do that?
I got you.
Oh, okay. All right. No, put him there. He's a tease. All right, Kevin, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Kevin Rhoten will join us. Big day for him. It's big tonight. Tomorrow's a big day for him. We'll join by the councilman next. We come back. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
Every year, it costs Tennessee more than $15 million to clean up roadside litter. It's time to keep your trash to yourself and our roadways clear, because nobody trashes Tennessee.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
Is your roof in need of repairs? Maybe it's time for a full roof replacement. If so, choose Middle Tennessee's #1 rated roofer. Tim Leeper Roofing has provided the Nashville area with outstanding residential and commercial services for nearly 2 decades. And with hundreds of 5-star reviews, Tim Leeper Roofing has satisfied thousands of homeowners. To schedule a free and honest estimate, find us online at timleeperroofing.com.
All right, welcome back to, hold on, music here. There we go. A little 9 to 5 music for you. Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. If I could do my job properly on this Tuesday to get you going. All right, so every once in a while we have some big time movers and shakers on this show who really are just influential people. They're influencers to us. And we got one right now. Let's bring in District 14 Council Member Kevin Rhoten, who I bullied to be on the show this morning. Kevin, good morning, buddy.
Morning, Joe. How you doing?
I'm doing well. First of all, let's talk. We'll get to Whataburger in just a second. But got this emissions thing that's going on. Is there a vote tonight on the council for this?
Yeah, Joe, there's a vote tonight. So we delayed it back in, I believe it was in November, late November, till today. We wanted to give the Department of Health had some questions. They wanted to make sure that we were doing everything we needed to do, and the emissions companies themselves, we needed to make sure they were okay. And so today is the vote. I'm going to put an amendment on. I heard you before the break that you had to get your emissions done this month, and so
right.
I'm sorry, Joe, to tell you I'm going to be putting an amendment on, or asking to put an amendment on. Legal has asked us to put an amendment on. There's a 30-day cancellation clause in the contract with the emissions testing folks. So if we cancel it today, the earliest it could start would be February 4th, Joe. So I apologize for that. But you know, the council might not. They might want to end it. The date right now we have on it is January the 14th. So it's either going to be January 14th or February the 4th. So we'll figure it out tonight. But right now it looks like it's going to end. You know, you and I have had this since the mid 80s when we were starting to drive. You know, I remember I had a 1978 Cutlass for a couple of years and it failed, and I had to go buy something with the carburetor. It cost me a fortune. I was making $3.35 an hour. So I've never really liked emissions testing, you know. So. Well,
you know, the same thing. I had an 81 Datsun 310 GX that failed because my muffler wasn't connected. So I had to get a muffler, which cost more than my car did to pass. I have failed that emissions test more than anybody in Davidson County.
Yeah, I feel for you, Joe. A lot of people have. So
all right, well, good. Hopefully, thank you for being on the forefront of that and getting this thing out of here and improving a lot of lives for a lot of people.
Yeah, and I have to say, let me say, Joe, real quick. So I'm the lead sponsor on it because I was the first one to ask about it, but I've got 24 other co-sponsors out of 40 people. So there's a lot of people that wanted to end this program. You know, it's ended in the counties around us. The Biden administration just passed new rules to make emission standards much more strict. And I know all the big car companies are going to electric. So it's time for us to get rid of it. So thank you for letting me talk about that, Joe.
Yeah, you also made the front page of the e-edition of the Main Street Nashville, which is pretty good, Kevin.
Hey, any news is good news, I guess, is what they say. So, yeah, you're going to make me put on my glasses, aren't you, like you did?
No, there you go. I'm just saying, there it is right there. Let's get rid of that. That one in Hermitage, God, they hate seeing me come because they're like, we know this guy's going to fail, and I usually do. So that's what happens right there. All right, so the other big news is tomorrow is the opening of the Whataburger in Hermitage. And Kevin, how long have you been a councilman?
since September of 2015.
Has anything fired up the community more than a Whataburger coming to your area?
No, and Joe, it's quite amazing. I hate to say it, I'm kind of tired of Whataburger now because I've been to more meetings about Whataburger than it seems like almost anything else in the community, just because they believe that there's going to be some serious traffic issues when they open up tomorrow. And so we've been me and State Representative Darren Jernigan have done a lot of meetings with them, and the Tennessee Department of Transportation, the Nashville Department of Transportation. They've all put together a plan just for the traffic that they expect tomorrow morning. So hopefully it won't be that bad, but I know a lot of folks are fired up about it. A lot of folks that have moved here from Texas. So
every time that's posted on the HIP Hermitage Facebook group, I mean, there are hundreds, thousands of comments and everything weighing in on this. Have you ever seen anything like this?
Joe, I really haven't. I mean, you know the location. It's the old Applebee's there in Hermitage, and we approved that location for a restaurant several years ago, and it was right before the tornado. And after the tornado hit, that fell through. And I thought, well, something will go there one day. Then all of a sudden, the Whataburger popped up, and it's been a madhouse ever since. You know that. You see it on HIP Hermitage, HIP Donaldson. That's all everybody talks about is Whataburger. You and I used to go to Whataburgers back in the 70s, when it was out at Rivergate. I mean, right. It just seemed like a hamburger place to me, but for some reason it's become something else. So,
yeah, it's crazy. When did they first, can you go back? I mean, it's to figure out when they first contacted you about that, because it's been rumblings for years. Can you go back to a specific date when it's like, all right, we're moving on this now?
It was summer of this year when I was notified that they were for sure coming. You know, you kind of be quiet because you never want to say for sure, because I've had a lot of companies fall through. And then somewhere around September is when they did the changes. They made a few changes to the property at planning to make sure everything they had there was what they wanted. I wasn't involved with that, but then they started contacting me more recently within the last few months about the traffic that they expect, because they've had other properties, one in Missouri that they had a 3-mile backup for an opening. And so exactly. So we really don't want 3-mile backups on Old Hickory Boulevard in either direction. You know how that'll be, and how I'll have to go lock my door here in my office and just not come out for a couple of days. So, and you better not say anything about me. You're my friend. So
I won't. You know, what's funny is we both grew up in that area. You know, I remember the day when that was just a big open field from Lebanon Road to Andrew Jackson Parkway was just a big field of nothing. Yeah. And now you drive through there, Kevin. I know that was 40 years ago, but I know progress happens. But there's so many new cool businesses that are the Five Guys open up in Hermitage there. A lot of things that are the Bonfire Grill. So there's a lot of great things opening in that little stretch led by Whataburgers. I think it's a great time to be in that area.
Yeah, it's really amazing, all the new restaurants that have opened up through there. And there's another one opening up that I did not know was such a big deal, but my daughter informed me. I guess I'm not in the know. The Dutch Brothers Coffee, or as my daughter told me, it's Dutch Bros. There's a Dutch Brothers Coffee opening up right there next to the car wash. And I am told that that's that's like Starbucks out on the West Coast. And so I did not know that, but they have like 1,000 coffee shops out on the West Coast. So I'm told, I'm not in the know, but that it's a really cool thing. So,
well, my daughter's told me a lot of things throughout the years that I had no clue on, which has helped me kind of be cool. So I'm good with that. And that strip too, Kevin, on Long Lebanon Road, with the Bluff City soap, and there's a Mexican restaurant going through and the First Watch. I mean, that spot right there on Lebanon Road, which is behind Whataburger, and that whole area there has become a really cool place for restaurants and places to go.
It's really taken off, Joe, since I took office. You know, they had just finished it when I took office, and ever since then, we've had some really good businesses come in there, and it stayed full even throughout the pandemic. I was worried through the pandemic that a lot of those businesses would close, but it hasn't, Joe. It's really it's maintained, and you know, got even bigger. So yeah, it's really exciting.
Where does your district, what's the area of your district?
So, Joe, I go from a little bit of Donaldson Pike, but mainly Stewart's Ferry Pike all the way to Old Hickory Boulevard. So the Home Depot and everything is on the other side of my district, but everything on this side of Old Hickory Boulevard, on the west side of Old Hickory Boulevard, is mine. So
including Whataburger?
Including Whataburger, yes.
Okay. And so tomorrow, Are you going to be out there, or do you have to go?
Yeah, I'm going to try to be, Joe. I've got court at 9 o'clock out in Wilson County. And so if that is over quickly, I plan to be back. I know they don't open until 11. So I think I'll know if I'm going to be there when I get off at Old Hickory Boulevard. If it's backed up, then I'll probably just go home.
It's amazing how much common sense plays in the things that go on. Hey, real quick before you go, I think a lot of people think the council members, that's your full-time job. That is not your full-time job. So you are a lawyer, right?
I'm an attorney by day, and that's a father by day, which takes up another part of my time. I got 4 kids, 2 in college and 2 younger ones, and so that's a full-time job. And the council, it ends up being it's as much time as I put into council, Joe. That's how much time work I have to do. So it's this week is rather busy, let's just say. So I'll probably spend 30 or 40 hours this week on council work. So
let's just say you didn't go to the council for the salary.
No, it's I'm not going to talk about the salary. Some folks get mad when you talk about how little. I really do think that council members, for as much time as they put in the future, you need to really start thinking about making it more of a full-time job, because it's gotten to be, with all the new buildings that are being built in Nashville, that's what we do is zoning, and it is just a full-time job with all the zoning going on. I feel really sorry for the downtown councilman, Freddie O'Connell. I mean, that's all he does. I mean, it's a 24/7 job for him. So
yeah, I talked to him at the opening of the Pancake Pantry downtown, and he said he barely had enough time to stop by and see the opening and everything that was going on. So I can only imagine how busy his day is for being downtown, especially after the bombing last year.
Yeah, it's been crazy for him. And, a lot of council people, Joe, with the tornado, it's the year before, 2 years ago now, but it seemed like just yesterday, the tornado in the Donaldson area. And then, and then we had all the strong storms right after that. It's a daily thing of trying to make sure people are getting what they need in the community, Joe. So I appreciate you letting me come on to things like this and let folks know what's going on. So
I love it. It's real quick before you go. We do a commercial with one of our reporters who talks about how important local community news is. And that's what I would tell people. I said, pay attention to the council. I know the White House and the Congress and everything else, but it's the decisions that you guys make on the local level, which affect us more than anything else that comes from way above you guys.
Yeah, that's true, Joe. And, like tonight, the emissions testing, a lot of folks may not know that that's going on, but, when you go to get your car emissions tested in a couple months and you don't have to do it, hopefully people will appreciate not waiting in a line for an hour and a half and having to pay the $9. So, that's just one of the little things we can do for folks. So
fingers crossed. Kevin Rhoten, I appreciate your time. I think the world of you. Thank you for what you do for the community, man. You're a good man. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Joe. It's good seeing you. Take care.
You too. Kevin Rhoten, council member, District 14 in Hermitage. Of course, the big news tomorrow with Whataburger coming in there. And people are like, well, it's just another hamburger joint. Look, people have lost their mind over this Whataburger coming in, and they're expecting a huge crowd tomorrow. So good, good for the community, good for businesses, and maybe some of those people they'll trickle over to other businesses that are over there in that area too as well. As I tell everybody, a rising tide, man, raises all ships. All right, we'll come back. We're going to replay our pet of the week from last week, but it's a different take on our pet of the week. We'll have it for you next. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
Welcome to Main Street Nashville. Our newly launched e-edition allows you to read our paper online from anywhere in the world. You are in control of how and when you read or listen. Subscribers can access our e-edition online at mainstreet-nashville.com or on a smartphone or tablet using our Main Street Nashville app. In a browser, today's and all previous issues are available at the click of a button. Main Street Nashville is fully responsive. Click and drag your cursor to move the paper left and right. To see photos and text at a larger scale, double-click on a page. Clicking Print will allow you to print an article or crossword at your convenience. View photo galleries and videos by clicking the icon on an image. Click play on videos once the screen appears. Main Street Nashville's e-edition is a simple, new way to interact with and consume news. Access the full e-edition of Main Street Nashville on your computer, tablet, or smartphone. Read whatever you want, whenever you want. If you have any questions, we're here to help. Call us at 615-527-4104 or email us at news@mainstreetnash.com.
All right, welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. Do that. Yeah, all right. Many thanks to District 14 Councilmember Kevin Rhoten for joining us this morning. Talk about the emissions thing that's going through tonight. Man, if that could just pass and get rid of it, it'd be fantastic. I've seriously failed that test in so many ways, it's not even funny. From a muffler coming off, from an O2 sensor that I didn't even know existed on my car, to all that. Fade that down there. So really, thank you, Kevin, for joining us today to talk about that. Of course, the big opening of Whataburger tomorrow in Hermitage, with 7 more, I think, set to open in 2022, including 2 in Lebanon. All right, so last week we did our Pet of the Week. It was for the holidays, so some of you might have missed it. But it's not so much a Pet of the Week. It's a place of the week that has cats. It's called the Catio, and it's our Pet of the Week, sponsored by Hunter Briley and Regal Realty Group. Here's last week's Pet of the Week.
All right, this week we've got something a little different for you. We've come to a place in Donaldson called the Catio, all right? It's a cat studio where you can adopt cats. I'm not kidding you. Or you can come here and sit and do your work, have a beer, watch TV, and play with cats. It's a very unique place where you can come and have a good time. Now, here's the deal. It's you come in and hang out with the cats. It's $12 for an hour. You can play with all the cats you want. They're everywhere around here. They've got kittens, and they play in their environment, not yours, but their environment. So you come and you have a good time. You can sit at the tables. You got the Wi-Fi and everything. Again, you can watch TV. There's a TV in the corner. You can drink a little beer. You can hang out and have fun. And it's soothing, relaxing. People come here all the time just to get away from the world and play with cats. Now, if you'd like to adopt cats, they have that process here as well. It's pretty cool. They have a vetting process. They're all up to date on their shots and their vaccines. You can pick one out that you like. And again, you can watch them play in their natural habitat and environment, and you can have fun as well. It's a really cool idea that I've supported and loved for about a year and a half now, called the Catio. Again, you come in, you see the cats all walk around, they'll get in your lap, they'll get on your laptop, they'll bother you when you're doing some work, and that's the whole point of this. If you're gonna have a cat, this is really cool to do that. And they just wander around, going at their old pace, having a good time. All kind of cute cats here. They got cats, they got kittens, they got tabbies, they got black ones, they got orange tabbies. They got a cat that stares out the window right there. That's what we love about them. So yeah, so you come in, just want to hang out. It's $12 for the hour. And yeah, this is part of our Pet of the Week, because if you want to adopt a cat, come hang out and see them at all kind of places for the cats to come. Look at this little cat, walk in there, little orange cat. One gets on the table, hangs out with you, you can sit there, and these guys play nonstop. I promise you, time flies when you come here and hang out with them and have a good time and see what they're doing. You play with them, and next thing you know, your hour's gone and you're walking home with a cat. It's really cool. Great people who own this place, love their cats, always having fundraisers, helping out at cats. I've been helped adopt out 2 cats from here that are living great lives and having a good time. And see, look at this guy. Yeah, no worries in the world. Again, this is their environment. You come in, have a good time. It's so cool. It's so different. It's so unique to see what's going on here. There's a little guy there taking a bath. See you, buddy. Oh, almost stepped on that one. Hi, pal. And his friend. Yeah, cats and kittens. It's called the Catio in Donaldson, right near Opry Lane. Oh, that one's, oh, he's on a mission right now. Hey, buddy. Let's play nice today. Look at this guy. Hi. So yeah, there you go. So all right, look up the Catio Studio in Donaldson and come in and look, just chill, have a beer, hang out, and play with them. It's a cool idea. I wish I'd have thought about it. Next thing you know, you're tired, and that big guy right there, it's probably, look at this, he's tired. Good Lord. Looks at me like looks like me on a Friday night. I can't even get it out. All right, so there you go. There's our pets of the week. Really cool place called the Catio in Donaldson. Come check them out. Information on the bottom of the screen, how you can adopt, how you can be part of this, or just come hang out with them. It's again, a unique idea to have fun with the cats and their environment. All right, that's our pet of the week, brought to you by Hunter Briley and Regal Realty Group. And there's information if you want to get more on these beautiful cats.
There you go. And real quick, there's a website, the Catio. You see the CatioNashville.com for more information on that. So really thanks. Did I add to the screen or I take it off? Anyway, it's on there. The CatioNashville.com with more. All right, we'll come back. We'll talk. Ashley Perham will join us. She's a reporter for Main Street Nashville. Wrote a great article about mental health that I wanted to share with you guys. Ashley joins us next right here. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
Coach Hunt, Jim Toman at Middle Tennessee State. Just wanted to give you a shout out and congratulate you on an unbelievable career. Love for you to come this fall or in the spring to Middle Tennessee State and talk baseball, or maybe even chat to my team, maybe catch a game or two. Just an unbelievable run that you've had. There's very few college baseball coaches that have done what you've done, Coach, and I want you to enjoy the retirement. I know you're still working in the athletic department, but take it easy, have fun, stay safe, and just proud of you and all your accomplishments.
I'm Tim Leeper, own Tim Leeper Roofing, and we do residential and commercial service and replacement. We're basically your friends in the roofing business. We're local, we can help you, we're quick to respond. Without customers, we don't have a business. So if there's anything we can do to help you, please don't hesitate to call.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think about calling for a ride. Nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that can happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone.
All right, welcome back to Mornings on Main Street on this Tuesday, January the 4th, 2022. All right, so one of the great things about this show is we bring you the headlines every day from Main Street Nashville, the E-Edition. A lot of cool things are going on. We get to know the reporters who do such a fantastic job reporting for the company, and just really in-depth, good journalism that we have here, which is one of the reasons I love being with this company. And one of the main writers that does such a wonderful job joins us now. Ashley Perham will join us right now, reporter for Main Street Nashville. Ashley, good morning to you.
Morning. How are you doing?
It's always good to see you. I saw you at the opening of the Pancake Pantry a few weeks ago. That was a fun day.
Really was.
Yeah, although I let our company down by coming in last place in the pancake eating, but there's always next year, right?
Hey, yeah, I mean, you left more pancakes for the rest of us to eat. So.
I did do that. Ashley, I got to tell you, I love your article on mental health that you wrote that came out a few days ago. Why was it important to share your and I don't want to do the struggle, because sometimes that lumps you into a different kind of category, but it is a struggle, isn't it? And why was it important to get that out?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a struggle, and I think it's important to realize that sometimes, at least with me, I can think that my mental health struggles are not as big as other people's, and so they're not as important, but it's still important for my quality of living in my life. But I wanted to share that message with other people, and I going to mental health counseling really, really changed a lot about my life this year. And I went because other people told me to go, and they urged me to go, so I thought I would pass that along.
What did you learn about yourself in this process you didn't know before?
I think the big thing right now that I'm working through is you are not your brain. So my brain does not define me. I'm not defined by my thoughts. You can think about something totally random and it doesn't mean it's true or that you have to listen to it. You don't have to engage with every thought that comes in your head.
And so we have the article pulled up right now that you wrote, and I just read. I went through there and said, 2021, I tried reaching out for my help with my mental health. It changed my life. Reading the article, and Ashley, and I know the main thing about this is to get other people to check themselves as well. Was that one of another reason you wanted to write this?
Yeah, I know that I mean, growing up, my dad always hammered home, everyone's going through something, and I think you forget that a lot and you think it's just you're just by yourself. You're the only one who feels that way. And so I just wanted people to know that it's, I don't want to say normal, but everyone is going through something in some way. And for other people, it might be mental health. So I hope they reach out for help with that because it's really important.
Did you struggle with writing this and being so transparent?
Actually, not really. It came pretty easily, which I was kind of surprised about. But I think I've been talking with my friends about it a lot. And it's been a couple months. So it came out pretty easily, which was nice.
They've talked about this for years about, people step up and don't be embarrassed to do this. And a lot of people still do not want to talk about their mental health because they do feel shamed and embarrassed. And I think, Ashley, by articles like what you're doing right here, you're kind of turning that narrative to tell everybody, look, it's okay to do that. Have you heard from others since you wrote this article?
Yeah, actually, I put it on my personal Facebook post or my first personal Facebook page, and it got a lot of interaction. And I've had some people reach out and ask where I go in Murfreesboro and where they can go in other places. So that's been really cool.
What's the first step when you wanted to change your mental health? What was the first step that you took?
I think I just told someone because I'm Gen Z. You joke about mental health a lot. And I think I started switching from, hey, I'm joking about this to like, hey, I'm actually serious. It's actually not that great right now. And being that transparent with my friends, really, they were able to share their stories with me and I was able to share my story and it really helped.
Where do you think this would have gone had you not reached out for help?
I think I have some OCD tendencies, so I think I would have just continued to spiral. And in the past, it has gotten better naturally after a few months, and then it gets worse. And this was actually not the worst time, but I think I just would have continued to ride this cycle of getting better and then getting really bad and then getting better and then getting really bad, which is not healthy.
Were there other external factors were not helping you out? Like for me, I hate the month of January. I get depressed. I get upset. For some reason, I don't like it. Were there things like, oh my gosh, the sun's going down, or I didn't get invited to this? Were there external factors that were affecting you?
Probably mine was more in the summer. I think I was stressed and then I was, my lease was up and I was looking for another place to live and that's very stressful. So I think that certainly did not help at all.
Yeah, what's funny is that one time years ago, I was talking to somebody because, working in the news business where it's electronic or print, you see a lot of awful things. And so I was talking to somebody one time about just the awful things I've seen. And like, well, that's not your family. It's not your problem. But indirectly, Ashley, and you know this, it bothers you when you go to a house and there's 4 kids left abandoned there, or there's a double homicide down the street. I mean, those things after a while take a toll on a reporter. I'm not saying that we want to be part of the story, but you see it every day where other people don't see that every day.
Yeah, for sure. And I really noticed that. I covered 2 murder trials pretty in depth this summer and like 2 murder pleas, and that I could tell that they were affecting me, not necessarily in this way, because I think I do an okay job of like boxing up work and my life separately, but I have to be careful and sometimes take a step back or just do a hard reset some days.
Well, I'm a big fan of you and your writing, and I like this because you peeled a layer off of what you go through and what you see. And I think for me, because I'm a big lover of journalism and people who write really good, I think it allows us to see you more as a person. And that's, with your storytelling, everything, it allows a different look inside of you, which I think is really cool. And I think it's really good that you open up this way.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's good. So with you and all this, so what's the next step in improving? Is it an ongoing process, I would think?
Yeah, so I'm still going to counseling. I'll probably do that, I guess, as long me and my counselor work out however long I need it. And then I know people who've been through this process and they talk with me and they're like, well, someday you won't have to go every week. It'll eventually lengthen out and you'll go when you need it. And I think that's an important thing to know. Like I'm me and many other people are probably going to always need it on and off. Like you never know. Anything can happen is my mantra in life, and anything does happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if you saw the incident with Antonio Brown, the football player, that on Sunday just quit the team and threw his uniform in the stands. And it really brought mental health to the forefront. Everybody was talking about that yesterday. So indirectly, and I know it was an awful thing, the mental health talk is still out there. And although Antonio Brown had a meltdown, he still pushed forward to talk about, look, if you're in a trouble spot like you were, reach out for mental health. It's not that it's difficult to think you can't do it, but it's also at the same time, you got to do it. Was that kind of your process? Like, I need to do this?
Yeah, like I think I just I'd been in that cycle of being good and then being bad so long. I was like, you got to do something. So
I see it right there. Ashley, we think the world of you. Thank you so much for opening up about that. Continue to be an outstanding journalist, and we'll have you on much more in the future. Thank you, Ashley.
Hey, thanks so much. Have a great day.
All right, Ashley Perham, writer for Main Street Nashville. So many talented writers here, and so thankful that Ashley opened up this way in a way that a lot of people probably need to help their mental health. All right, we'll come back, take a break. We got a really cool story for you on the other side. If you ever want to be a professional arm wrestler, yes, it's a thing, and it's really cool, and we'll tell you more about that next. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
You knew the risks when you decided to drive drunk. There could be a crash. People could get hurt or killed. You could get arrested. But one thing's for sure, you were wrong when you said it was no big deal.
In a complex world, our greatest strength is our people. Always has been, always will be. Regular Army, National Guard, and Army Reserve. Executing every mission. Preparing for everything. And that's why people matter. Every soldier, every Army civilian, every Army family, every soldier for life. Every one of us. People who make up the best equipped, best trained, best led force in the world. People who serve something greater than themselves. Ready now, investing in the future across every domain. Because in today's complex world, when the stakes are high, America calls its Army. And when that call comes, second place is not an option. We'll remain ready. We'll modernize. We'll compete. We'll fight. And we will win. Because winning matters.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. Again, thanks Ashley Perham for joining us for that great article, which you can read in Main Street Nashville. You get the e-edition, just delivered to your inbox every day. Subscribe, and boom, all the great news is right there for you. All right, so yesterday, researching stories and looking through things, and I came out on an article about professional arm wrestling. And I tell you, I was fascinated about this process and what goes on. So let's bring in Jason Gulley with NeverBeenBeat.com. My man, how are you, buddy?
Good morning, Big Joe. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Man, thanks for taking the time to do this. I told a few people last night about professional arm wrestling. They're like, you got to be kidding me. And I said, watch this morning on the show and see it. Take me back to professional arm wrestling. How did you get started in all this?
Well, I was a guy in the lunchroom. Me and you were sitting there eating. I'm like, hey, Big Joe, let's grip up, man. Let's see if I can take you. So I started way back. I always loved arm wrestling. I love arm wrestling my dad. I love arm wrestling my uncles. I was that little kid that just strictly just liked to arm wrestle. So that's really the backstory of how I started. Now, fast forward kind of into the Marine Corps. I served the Marine Corps from 01 to 06. And when I was in Iraq in 2005, my last tour, I decided to host a little small arm wrestling tournament at the Rec. Me and a couple civilian private contractors hosted it. And it's funny because that was one of the first times I got beat. There was this guy, Bigelow. This dude was massive, had these big hoops in his ears, and everybody was crowded around the table. We did it like on a lunch table, and the thing was bending and breaking, and it went on forever, and he ended up pinning me. And I think that's where the love came in, is just that fight, and I wanted to go further. So 2007, I looked up arm wrestling in Google and found a tournament in my home state of Tennessee in a place called Sweetwater.
Yeah.
So then I entered the competition. I did really good. There was a guy named Blake Perry. He was the state champion, and me and him arm wrestled forever and really hit it off. And he was like, man, you got a really good future in arm wrestling. And so I knew at that moment I really needed to stick with it and pursue it. So
now here's a Facebook page, Never Been Beat, from all the information that's on there. Yeah. I love the Facebook page. It's really cool. Now you train people or practice with people every weekend. Is it at your house?
Yes, sir. It is Sunday at 5:00. So if you're out there watching this and you want to get into arm wrestling, please look up Never Been Beat on any social media platform. I host practice on Sunday at 5:00. I would love to meet you, show you some of the techniques. If you just want to do it leisurely, come over and hang out with the guys and arm wrestle, or if you want to meet the circuit and pursue it, there's tournaments all over the state. So yeah, there's definitely an avenue to pursue professional arm wrestling. Never Been Beat is something a little different that I'm pursuing. And if you'd like, Joe, I'd break into that a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely, Jason.
Okay. So Never Been Beat is a show that I'm creating with Sean Silva with Tackle Box Films. The concept is that, say your guest out there, they have a guy that has literally never been beat at arm wrestling. So I need your help, Joe. If you got a buddy, or if anybody watching this has a buddy that has literally never been beat at arm wrestling, like if you look on my Facebook page, Derek Barrett from Milton, Tennessee, he has literally never been beat at arm wrestling. All right. The show is going to be about another never been beat guy beating another never been beat guy, and wow, backstories of their family. I met Sean Silva, and I come up with this concept, which is really cool, and I love it and all, but I needed a storyteller, and I showed Sean a little video that I made in my exhibition, and then he pulled out his laptop and showed me a story of like Jason Aldean, and and I just started bawling, dude. And Keith Lehman, the videographer, was sitting there, and he was like, "This is what I do, man. I just follow him around and cry all the time." I was like, "Dude, I had cried forever, man." So I was like, "This is my storyteller." So he's going to come up with a format and a story, but whether it's arm wrestling, golf, darts, pool, bowling, the show essentially is about two never been beat guys, because I think there's something more than just a professional athlete that capture our imagination. As you know, Joe, 2% of people make it in the pro. There's a lot of guys that stick around towns. I played football at MTSU. I didn't make it in the pro, but there's a lot of buddies that know me and know that, I was quick at nose guard. And I think that story needs to be told. And God's put me to tell it. So that's what it's all about.
I love it. So the guy you're talking about that's never been beat on your Facebook page and never been beat, the guy, your cover photo, is that the guy you're talking about?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's Derek Barrett.
How big is he? How big is he?
He's a big boy. He's about 6'3", I'm going to just guess 350, 320. Yeah, he's solid. He's country. And Joe, you played sports, and there's a difference in like the aesthetics of like a bodybuilder and the utility of like a country boy. He's got that country boy strength, that natural raw strength. We didn't arm wrestle because, again, I'm trying to. I want to team him up. I believe there's a guy out there that may be better than the Michael Jordan of arm wrestling, John Berzing, and I'm on the pursuit to find him. Maybe he's lingering around some lumber yard somewhere, but that's how Never Been Beat's going to find him.
Is that him? There's that John right there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's a documentary called Pulling John. John Brzezinski has dominated the sport of arm wrestling. Have you ever seen the movie Over the Top?
Yeah, with Stallone.
Yes, sir. He won that truck. That was an actual tournament.
Whoa.
That was like a 3-series tournament that they took all that and all that content and made a movie out of it. And John Brzezinski, at 18 years old, won that tournament. And for the next, he's been at it. He's on a comeback right now at 40 years of arm wrestling. He's dominated the world. He lives in Arizona right now. He's a good friend of mine. And, he loves the brand. And
that is
he
cool.
won that at the guy, number one guy from Florida. He beat him and won that sign right there that you're looking at.
Oh, that is so cool. Jason, what I love about this is I love people who have passion. I don't care if it's passion for planting flowers or for hanging drywall. Passion to me makes the world go round. And your passion for this is so palpable that I can just feel it through the screen. And it's just really cool, man. It's just really cool.
Yes, sir. The thing is, I grew up, I don't know, whether it's putting roofs on, laying brick. My dad's a general contractor, RG Builders out of Fairview, and I was always hanging around him. He was also a Kirby vacuum cleaner salesman, so I had all these great experiences with these men that just made me passionate to want to tell the story of all the experiences I had and stuff like that. Because there's so many times where wrestling or arm wrestling and just these awesomely skilled people that may not have been out in the limelight or may not have been pursuing something, or maybe they just didn't feel comfortable articulating everything in the world. But there's a big story to be told there, and it gets me fired up just to think that maybe me and you one day will be like at a construction site with this guy with wrists double the size of mine,
Wasn't there a movie? Clint Eastwood had that movie where they'd go on those construction sites every which way but loose. They'd fight. They'd box each other. So this is the same thing, but for arm wrestling.
Yeah, and not just for arm wrestling. Again, Keith Lehman and I decided that we're going to do different things. Think of like Kimbo Slice. You know how Kimbo Slice had that Raw boxing on YouTube that was everybody seen Kimbo Slice, and then he went into the UFC. Well, there's not going to be no UFC. It's just going to be the back room. So whether it be a pool player down here, MJ's pool hall, that can beat everybody at MJ's, or a dart player at the dart place. A guy, he's like, man, he's killing everybody down there on Thursday. Nobody can beat him. We're going to take that guy and somebody from like Hendersonville and pit them together and get their backstory. And the show's going to be called Never Been Beat. So that's
what a great idea. Jason, such a great idea. All right, man. So you got my number and everything. Whatever you got coming up down the road, let us know. We'll bring you back on. We'll continue promoting what you're doing because I love it, man. So thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Big Joe. Appreciate everything you do, man. Keeping us all connected.
All right. Thank you, buddy. Jason Gulley from Never Been Beat. There's a Facebook page. Look it up. And it's really cool. I mean, who thought arm wrestling, it would have this great subculture like it does? And it does. Thanks to guys like Jason. Very cool. All right. We'll come back and wrap the show up with celebrity birthdays. That's next.
Makes as much sense as driving drunk.
Welcome back into Mornings on Main Street, the final segment this morning on this Tuesday, January the 4th, 2022. Many thanks to our guest today, Councilmember Kevin Rhoten for joining us, Ashley Perham, and, of course, Jason Gulley, who joined us talking about arm wrestling. Intern, I would like to arm wrestle you at some point today.
Are you sure, man? Because I've heard I'm pretty good at it.
Jason from Never Been Beat has me fired up so I could do this.
Ready to run through a wall.
I mean, what are the odds? I mean, that guy he had the picture of, that guy's a massive man. There's no way you could beat him.
Right. Like if you go to the Facebook page expecting to maybe enter the tournament and that's what you see first thing.
Right. But you know what? David beat Goliath, right? Or is right? Yeah.
One of those, yeah.
Yeah, David beat Goliath.
Yes.
Is that correct?
So that means I can beat you, right? Is that what that means?
Well, you call me Goliath? I think I'm more of David. I think I'm a nice guy. Goliath was mean. And that's your theological segment for today. All right. So you good for it's time for Celebrity Birthdays, Intern. And Celebrity Birthdays brought to you by
possibly you.
I get asked about this segment more than anything else we do. It's crazy. And so there's this radio station town who starts doing this for their morning show. And somebody accused me of you ripped. I do this show in the morning. I don't listen. I've done this celebrity birthday thing for like 9 years.
Right. We have the data.
We do have the data. Thank you very much. All right. First up birthday today, great country singer, Patty Loveless.
Ooh,
chains, shackles and chains.
Let's say she is 76 today.
65.
Ooh,
REM lead singer, Michael Stipe. They don't perform anymore.
Let's say he is 64.
62.
Hey.
Well done, Pumpkin.
Thanks, man.
That's one. Let's go down here. Don't know her. Actor Diane Cannon. She was always courtside at Laker games, was married to Gregory Peck, I think.
I have no idea who that is, but let's do 54.
She's 83.
So I was a little off.
Good country singer Kathy Forster of the Forster Sisters. Remember, there's a rhyme and reason to these birthdays.
Linear. So she'll be 71.
Ooh, 67.
Ooh, close.
Close. You were close there. Actor Dave Foley from Kids in the Hall and News Radio.
48.
59. Country singer Deanna Carter from Goodlettsville.
Ooh, do you have any songs?
Strawberry wine.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a great one.
She is probably 57 today.
56.
Yes.
You got two, man.
I'm back.
Proud of you.
I'm back.
Let's see one more before we get out of here. Let's go with all these guys are all passed away. Let's go with come on. These actors. Okay, I'm going to run these actors, these people down.
Right.
Josh Stamberg, Jeremy Licht, Damon Gupton, Jill Marie Jones, D'Arcy Carden, singer. All right, we'll go. Singer Spencer Chamberlain of Under Oath. How old is he?
38.
39.
Yes, sir.
You got 3 today.
Let's go.
That's our practice round.
Yes.
Well
one
done.
day, and when Chase comes back.
Thursday. Yep. Chase has the record. He's got 5 so far. All right, Intern. Thank you, brother. All right, that's the show for today. We'll leave you with everything. Remember, today as you go out on the world and make your errands and your travels, be nice to people, smile at people in traffic, open doors. Absolutely nobody cares about your CrossFit workout unless you're doing it for charity. And as always, remember this, nobody ever went broke by giving. We'll see you guys tomorrow.